Yo, what's up? Morning voice and slightly sick Petrowski MTG here, and I'm coming at you guys with some Magic the Gathering pickups, some things that I've been sitting on at this point for. I think some of these cards have been here for like 5 or 6 months, just waiting to be shown off to the world. Some really pretty and cool Magic cards, some free tokens. I'm in love with Spellfinder, a shop over on TCG Player. They always underestimate their cards, which I think is a really good sign of a good shop on TCG Player. When they judge something as damaged or heavily, they're really harsh on their condition, right? That to me is such an immediate green flag. As well as they send out these free tokens, and like these tokens are actually like super relevant to, these are conduit tokens, or sorry, construct tokens. Like I can make these with Urza Saga. These will be played in my vintage deck, like in certain legacy decks. Like these are absolutely very usable. The backside is not. The backside is I guess it's 4/4 dragons, but like these are very, very usable tokens. You know what? I will take them happily. Thank you, Spellfinder. Shout out to, no, not sponsored obviously, but just really cool stuff. And then we have some vintage, speaking of vintage pickups. I am one of the people, there's dozens of us, one of the few people in the world who is probably still trying to build vintage from scratch in 2025 or going into 2020. I mean, I'll probably be here till 2040, maybe 2050. Let's be honest. It's a very slow and tedious process. Something I'm really bad about is if I can't buy a playset of a card, I will often just not buy those cards, and then I'll like buy shitty little, like I'll spend $20 on some old foils. I will shop around and I will buy cards that I don't need so fast. But show me a card that I actually like really need, and it's expensive for the playset, and I will procrastinate it until the fucking cows moo home. I don't know the saying. I'm not old enough. Anyways, 2 Ancient Tombs. I got these for about 80 a piece, which I'm really happy about, like 73, and then post tax and stuff, about 80 a piece. Really happy with those. The first Ancient Tombs I've owned. Couldn't get a full playset. They're really fucking expensive. You get 2 at a time. You get 1 at a time. You get the job done. Next up, some really cool foils. I'm actually really happy with this little collection. Once again, here's a collection. I love buying old weird foils, man. Here is, I believe, the this is what they costed. Planar Despair. I'll show them off. This one's, I love this card. This card is so, you can see at the bottom actually. Look at these, me and the boys when they unleash us at like a fucking B-dubs, dude. Oh my goodness. When Chili's has the fucking $1, was it Applebee's, is the $1 margaritas? Oh my goodness, the gremlins come out. This card is so sick. Like I don't, it's not that good. It's pretty I mean, okay, it's 5 mana, it's 3 and 2 black, Planar Despair, sorcery, all creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn for each basic land type among lands you control. So you're only, it's paying 5 mana for best case scenario, -5/-5 to all creatures. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. It's not even a guaranteed board wipe, but man, is it cool. And it costed about a dollar for like an old rare apocalypse era foil. I'm just getting more into the art, and I love the art here. Freyalise Radiance, 54 cents. Goblin Lookout, $1.68. Most of these are like a dollar or two. The most expensive one is Far Wanderings, which seems to be the most playable one. Let's go grab that. Of course, it's a green ramp card, because of course it is. 2 and a green. Search your library for a basic land card, and then put that card into play tapped, then shuffle your library. So it's 3 mana for like a rampant growth. That's not good. But Threshold, instead search your library for 3 basic land cards and put them into play tapped. That's actually sick. And this is, a really old foil from 2002, excuse me, with this cool little elf character gazing out. That, like, 3 mana, this potentially with Threshold, 3 mana, ramp 3 lands. That's like tapped on the battlefield, none go to hand. That's pretty goated if you ask me. We're gonna move those fellas over. I love, come on, the art on this. Are you serious? Mind Swords. I mean, this is peak. I'm not one of the people who loves, I don't like hating on new Magic. I think it's lame. I think it's lame to spend your time hating on new Magic. I think that's a waste of energy. But I do love loving old Magic. I think that's the, you don't have to hate on one to love the other. I think that's a really important thing to show people. And fuck, do I love this card. God damn, do I love, as I drop it to the ground. God damn, do I love this art. This is old school Magic incarnate. It was this Nemesis, this beautiful foil, same set as Days. This card's also pretty interesting. It's 1 and a black. Sorcery. If you control a swamp, you may sacrifice a creature instead of paying Mind Sword's cost. Each player removes 2 cards. So everybody exiles 2 cards from their hand for that. Also, like 2 mana for every player to exile. It's each player. 2 mana for everybody to exile 2 cards from their hand is also like not that bad. And then if you control a swamp and you like have sacrificial creatures, you can like do it for free. It's a pretty fucking interesting card. I think there's some potential there. Move the old foils over. We also have these two fellas. The Goblin Lookout. This was like $2, man. How is this $2? It's a 2 mana goblin. This feels like a goblin, like a Krenko classic. How is this like two? I think this is what this card is that actually made me want to go buy a bunch of these. Like I was like, how is this so cheap? I feel like this could be a card that should at least be $15 in the future. A foil Goblin Lookout. It's 1 in a red, so it's 2 mana. Obviously a goblin. It's 2 mana for a 1/2. You tap it, sacrifice a goblin. All goblins get +2/+0. You're often giving your stuff haste. You're often like playing this. It has haste. You tap it. You tap your Krenko. You sacrifice one of your 50 goblins to give all of your other 40 goblins. +2/+0. That's gonna like 3 times your damage. This feels insane. This feels like really fucking good. Couldn't believe it's only $2 or $3. And then Freylease's Radiance is an up. I love cumulative upkeep cards. They're almost never that good, but I love them. They're really interesting. 1 in a green, cumulative upkeep of 2 from Cold Snap. Snow permanents don't untap during the controller's untap step. This is probably like the worst card maybe out of all of them. It's just so niche. We're like hating on snow permanents, Unless there's some reason you'd want a snow permanent to stay tapped. And here we are. Here we see a little, I don't know if you can call this a speculation. Once again, I just like buying Magic cards, to be honest with you. Like, I guess technically it's a speculation, but it's also such a cheap speculation. These cards are all 26 cents a piece. This is Strands of Night. There's some other really cool cards in here as well. This is Strands of Night. It is 2 and 2 black for an enchantment. So it's a permanent that stays on the battlefield. 2 and 2. Look at the art. Come on. 2 and 2 black for an enchantment from Weatherlight. You pay 2 mana, 2 black mana specific students. It's a lot of black mana. Pay 2 life, sacrifice a swamp, put target creature card from your graveyard into play. From your graveyard. I love repeatable reanimation. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's really cool. It's a commander thing. This would never really see play in like proper. This is not a very competitive card, but 26 cents. Like, this feels like a really cheap, really fun commander card, if you ask me. I think there's a lot of potential here. I think you could do some really annoying stuff. I think this could like crush some casual tables. The main problem is just getting enough swamps in play. That is a lot of swamps. Like, the problem is it's sacrificing your land. I get it. Maybe some green black deck where you are focusing on both reanimation and land drops like that. It'd be pretty specific, but you could do it. A play set of old school Goblin Matron. I love this art. Her like holding the baby. She's just absolutely fed up. Goblin Matron is like, in my opinion, like the most fair Magic card. Like, I don't know. I've always loved Goblin Matron. I feel like it's extremely well balanced. 3 mana for a goblin. When it comes into play, you tutor for a goblin, put it into your hand, and it's a 3 mana 1/1. I don't know. I've just always felt like this card. I love this card. When this card is playable in Legacy, it's a green flag to me. I think it's just a very fair card. I always like Goblin Matron. Next up, I picked up some of these cards I just picked up to like fill out the cart. Like one Song of Creation. Like, that's just a really, to be fair, this is like using like a really cool janky combo deck that I want to explore a little bit more of. Serac is used in certain like green stompy strategies in Eternal formats, where it makes creatures and spells that you control. This spell can't be countered, which is really important in like a green stompy deck. Whenever a creature you control or a creature a creature spell you control, so not even just a creature but a spell on the stack, becomes the target of a spell or ability, you draw a card. So if they want to Force of Will, which Force of Willing a creature already feels bad because you're like losing so much, because you're 2-for-1ing yourself, right? But imagine your opponent gets to draw a card after they Force of Will your creature. It's just going to put you behind. Nightscape Familiar, a card that I need to get more of, honestly, but a card that I want for more of my Grixis decks. It's a 2 mana, it's a little mana ramp fella. It's 2 mana, it's 1 in a black, and it makes all of your blue and red spells cost 1 less. I gotta get another camera for this at some point. You guys can go ahead and hit that subscribe button to add to the camera budget. One day we'll have a proper setup. But you know what? I'm just here riffing, here having fun, here talking about the fucking game that I love. So I appreciate you guys listening and watching. Next up, I've been waiting for this card for so long. This card got lost in the mail by like 2 different or 3. I don't remember if I already talked about these or not, but like, I have wanted these forever, man. The Wild Research. Oh my goodness. I've wanted this for so long. This card is so freaking cool. I think I've talked about it in a video previously, but you know what? I'll do it again, okay? And I bought a bunch of them. Wild Research, 2 in a red. It's an enchantment. You can pay 1 in a white. It's a Jeskai card. 1 in a white to search your library, tutor for an enchantment, put it in your hand, and you discard a card at random. Or 1 in a blue to search your library for an instant card, reveal it, put it in your hand, discard a card at random. So you're able to, it's just system of, so you're able to like infinitely tutor, like repeatedly tutor for whatever enchantments and instants, which is like very niche. And I think it's just interesting. I think it'd be really cool to see someone build some sort of like Jeskai. I think Jeskai Control would be the shell for this. Some sort of like Jeskai Pillow Fort. You can search out your ghostly prisons. You can also do this at instant speed, right? So like, what's really fucking cool is if you have Wild Research on the battlefield and your opponent, let's say your opponent knows your hand for some reason, you have Wild Research on the battlefield, they know you don't have a counter spell, you can just activate this in response to them casting, if you have enough mana up, of course, but like you can activate this in response to your opponent casting a spell, tutor out a counter spell, hopefully don't discard it, and then counter a spell like all instantaneously. I feel like that sort of just instantaneous Magic gameplay is just really, really appealing, really, really interesting. We picked up a bunch of these. The foil one was so hard to track down, like way harder than it should have been. I think this card's like 50 cents. This card is like so freaking cool in my opinion. And I also picked up a bunch of I think that this was just to fill out my cart because I don't know why else I would want. I mean, the art is really cool, but I don't think this card is Sunstone. 3 mana for an artifact from Ice Age. You pay 2 mana, sacrifice a snow. Oh yeah, this is the repeatable fog. This card's actually really, really, really interesting. And I'm curious if someone could definitely abuse this. 2 mana to sacrifice a snow-covered land. You could tap the snow-covered land and then sacrifice itself to have all creatures deal no combat damage this turn. You can repeatedly fog over and over again at the cost of a snow-covered land. So you'd have to have a bunch of snow-covered lands. You'd have to have Azusa. You'd have to have, Crucible of Worlds, things that let you play, your lands for the graveyard and then hit multiple land drops. But like potentially, you could just enter that infinite, that flow state, that infinite fog state. So there's some interesting potential there. And I think that's it. That's all the cards I wanted to cover. Excuse me for any voice cracks. I am still decently sick. I've been getting over it. I'm excited to plop these over my vintage deck. That's like the main thing. Just adding pieces to that feels so fucking satisfying. Hopefully you guys are having a good winter time, a good Christmas period, and buying yourself a few Magic cards. Maybe don't get out of control. Maybe get a little out of control. I don't know, man. Whatever you can afford, whatever's fun for you. Life's short. Live a little. Buy some cards that make you happy. At the end of the day, if buying dumb little pieces of cardboard, if working really hard at work, putting your effort into everything, and then buying a few pieces of cardboard brings you that joy, which it does for me, why not go ahead and feel that joy, boys? So I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe. I would love to hit 1,000 subscribers. That is a big goal for this channel. Help me hit that if you want to. If not, unsubscribe and call me smelly in the comments. I'll see you guys later. For now, peace, Reno.